obviously with any mechanical thing, if you can see an exploded diagram and kind of know how it fits together, that helps when you're trying to get it apart. But in some cases, you just kind of have to do the exploding yourself.
Oh, I can see a lot in there. Surely if it was gold, it would...
Out here amongst the trash and junk metal, we found 2 safes. One of these was pretty visible in a pile of trash, and the other was just kind of hidden in some junk and debris along one of the fence rows. Not sure if there's going to be anything in them. The structure of these, they're just a thin sheet of steel over concrete, and then there's some kind of case inside there. So unfortunately, the weight of these makes it so that I can't tip them and rock them, so really can't shake it like you would a Christmas present and tell if there's anything inside or not. So we gotta go the hard way, and that means cutting. I've consulted with a few experts, and Joe told me that there's like kind of a tube thing that slides in there, and so I'm not sure. I see the exposed bolts on the hinge there, and I'm thinking I gotta at least try, but it's probably not going to be that easy. I'm sure there's more to it than just those. Unfortunately, the dial there you can see has been hit, and probably with a loader fork when they were moving it, not by me, but that dial won't turn any longer, so we can't go the easy way and get that thing to roll and pick it that way. We're gonna have to crack it. So another thing that Joe told me was that the weight of these basically is to deter people from moving them. So they are heavy, and they're a little bit much for the skid loader to get turned around. It was quite a puzzle to get it set up on this rack like this, but I did it. I consulted with another expert, Silas, and he said that the structure of these is designed so that you can't crack them fast, but you can crack them. And he said there's been successful people in the past that have done it. So I consulted with more experts here on the YouTube and looked at a bunch of videos, but I was not able to find any that are this style. I'm guessing these are probably 75 years old, just purely a guess. They could be older, could be newer, but most of the stuff that's available on YouTube is like really ancient ones from like the 1800s, or it's really modern ones. And the modern ones, it's kind of scary how quick you can get into them. So we are gonna give this a whirl and see what shakes. Okay, next I'll grab a few things out of my 65-mile-an-hour rollaway tool chest. This is a Mosler brand, by the way, in case anyone. That bolt just fatigued and snapped, it's so rusty. Next step is I'm going to hit that with the sledge, kind of soften it up, see if I can get it to come loose. It's moving. You can see the split, just a bit of a purchase point, and I've got the right chisel to fit in there, so we'll see what happens. got the pry bar, and that's just a sheet metal cover on there. Looks like it's gonna peel away pretty easy, so that's gonna be my next step. That's just a big... How would you get that out of there? Really? I think working the front's the wrong idea. I'll bet if you get that concrete away from it, whatever that case is inside is just probably regular tin. Yeah, so I've just taken that whole face off, really for nothing. Gotta be an easier way. We've exposed the inner sanctum.
Ken, come over here.
All right.
Here, come on over here.
This is proving way tougher than we thought. Inside a block of concrete is a block of cast iron. We cut through. I mean, you can see it's over 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches thick. We're not even sure. This is just porous in the casting there. So I think the next trick is going to be take the torch and just kind of shave down, keep hitting it with a hammer until we can tell that it's thin enough to break through. And then Scott's on his way with a secret weapon. Tell him what the secret weapon is.
Well, Tim, apparently we're going to use this here tool.
Digital inspection camera?
Yeah, digital inspection camera. You can check small little orifices.
All right.
I believe that's the ticket.
I believe it could be. See how many oxygen, argon, and nitrogen molecules are inside there?
Whatever he said.
There's an episode of the Andy Griffith Show where Goober has to torch through a safe. And Andy's like, can't you go any faster? And Goober's like, it ain't like cutting through a mashed fender.
Oh, I can see a lot in there. This little camera. Alright, so there's the opening. Can you see that key?
Yeah. You see the round head, yeah.
Okay, do you see the screw?
Yep, see it.
The problem is I can't see back in the corner, but I wonder what paper would look like if it was totally submerged in water.
Kind of be mushy, probably.
This is too hot.
This one, the dial was completely stuck, like it wouldn't turn at all.
I guarantee you this thing is set upside, has sit in a pool of water for a long, long time.
Yeah. Is that your flashlight? Your portable gas-powered flashlight?
Looking pretty good.
I don't know. Yeah, it looks like torch slag, but we wouldn't have put that much in there from what we were doing. And to be balled up like that, I mean, we would have just shot sparks in there. We would have shot balls of it like that.
Maybe when it hits the water, it balls up.
I don't, but I mean, there's not that amount of it to do that. It would just be sparks.
Well, that shit could not have creeped through the crack. You know, like this right here.
Right. I mean, the only way water gets in is around the seal of the door.
Well, I'm not talking about the water. I'm
the
talking
gap
about
of the door.
anything other
Oh, this stuff, yeah. Yeah, why would somebody fill a safe with torch slag?
I wonder, surely if it was gold, it would.
Yeah, it's not any special metal, I don't think.
It'd be crazy if it was a bunch of gold nuggets. I mean, you'd tell right away. But
Mm-hmm.
imagine how much money that'd be if that was gold.
So here's the finished aftermath, and while unfortunately all we found inside of these was oxygen and water, and as important elements as they are to the sustenance of life, they're not something you can go cash out at the bank. So in that sense, kind of a failure. Yet what I did find of value out of these was a little bit of concrete rubble for the lot. Obviously, if a guy was gonna add up the hours, definitely be better off just going to the material place and buying it by the ton. Little bit of scrap metal. I don't know that necessarily I'll be able to get rid of the concrete chunks. Doubt they'd want those at the shredder. I did think about putting them in the wall as end blocks because they're about half the size of the big ones. Thought it would just be kind of a funny memento to be able to look back as a memory of what we did here. But I will say the most valuable thing that we found of these safes was just the friendship and camaraderie that the guys and I had. So I called friends that I hadn't talked to in a while for advice on how to get these open. I invited Scott and Don out, and they took a look and were a tremendous help with the concrete saw and the other tools. Special thanks to Corey for borrowing the power hammer. That went a long, long way to being able to get into these. And so this project, though there wasn't really any financial gain out of it, it did make me grateful for my friends and for the time that we shared together doing this. And it'll be one of those stories that we'll be able to tell in our old age and regale our tales of adventure. Thank everybody for watching this episode of Mr. Goodpliers, and we cracked the safes. Wow! A diamond! I'll bet that's at least 5 or 6 carats.